Today I got this idea that I would just walk to the office and take some photos at the same time. And when I get back home, I want to talk to you a little bit about a topic that has been bothering me, because I think it's something that a lot of photographers can relate to. So yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, there is this risk of that it takes way too long for me to actually get to work, but I've been trying this thing where anywhere I go, I actually try to take my camera out more. Because you don't learn photography if you don't actually do photography like on a regular basis. So I don't even know what I'm trying to shoot. Just something that catches my eye. Like for example this window here. It's nice. And the union of the two towers. I think this is the proof that you can get good photos in like boring situations if you are just creative enough. I've definitely used the excuse that I can't get good photos just because I'm in a boring location, but you just have to get over that and, you know, do what you can with what you have. I'm almost at the office and I'm not even late, so that's good. Alright, it's now the next day because yesterday was actually kinda hectic at work, so I didn't actually have time to film the rest of the video. But anyway, I just got back from work and now I want to talk to you about the topic that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which has to do with turning your hobby into your career and kinda how to deal with that, because it's not always easy and it wasn't for me. So the idea of a hobby is to be something that relaxes you after you come back from work, but when your job is your hobby, it's kinda hard or almost impossible to actually relax. And that's the problem that I had. When I started doing photography professionally, I almost completely quit doing photography on my free time. And I think last year I went out to shoot maybe twice. Which is kind of weird because photography has been my biggest passion for around 10 years now. I started photography in 2015 to 2016, and now it almost feels like I'm not even a photographer anymore, just because I've lost all the passion to do photography. Then I realized that if I actually want to keep doing photography as a hobby or even as a job, I have to get my motivation back, I have to get inspired again, because if I don't, then this lack of motivation is going to show in my work as well. So the way I was going to get my motivation back was going back to the beginning, to the things that inspired me to start in the first place. I watched a lot of YouTube videos like Peter McKinnon and Optical Wonder and all these other like big YouTube channels who did photography. And those were the biggest influences I had. And now I don't watch that type of content at all. My burnout in photography actually got so bad that I had to like block YouTube channels and content creators whose content I used to watch constantly, because I just didn't want to see anything photography related outside my work. And that was kind of a wake-up call for me, because if I actually have to block people so I don't see anything related to photography, things need to change. So the thing that I wanted to try was not to start watching that type of content, but start to make that type of content. Because I think that I've now evolved past the beginner who watches photography videos on YouTube to get inspired, to the professional photographer who now makes that type of content. So that is the thing that I'm trying right now, is to actually start making my own content about videography and photography. I've been making content for a few years now in Finnish. I've made photography content and videography content, and I have a separate account where I make videos about Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings, and here is my collection. So yeah, but now I wanted to start making this content in English and kind of start making these slower YouTube style videos about, you know, vlogs and the type of content that inspired me when I first started doing photography. I don't know if this actually makes any sense to you, but it does to me. And I think that's the most important thing. And with my content, I don't want to make videos about just the highlights of my career and the highlights of my day. I want to showcase all the failures and mistakes too, so people get a lot better of an idea about what the actual life of a full-time photographer looks like. Because I think a lot of content creators only showcase the best parts of their lives, and people get this false idea that doing photography full-time is like this glamorous, you know, awesome thing. I mean, it can be, for sure, but it's not always, you know, 100% fun. No job is. The days can be long. You may have to shoot for like 14 hours straight with minimum breaks, and it's not always fun. Like I said, no job is always fun, and it doesn't have to be. I think that the biggest thing that made me want to get my motivation back was that I realized what an absolute privilege it is to do photography for a living. And to whine about the lack of motivation when your job is your dream job, it comes off as entitled, you know? To do something that is your biggest passion for a living, it's a privilege. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I don't know if any of this is insightful in any way, but this is just a thing that has been on my mind lately, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one who has these types of feelings. So if you are dealing with these types of issues, please comment down below and share your stories. I would love to read them. And if you have any tips on how to deal with your hobby becoming your job, please share them as well. I think that's it. I didn't plan how I would end this video, so yeah.